20 minutes after 7 o'clock. It is January 21st, 2015. Good morning. Thank you for tuning into The Source, WOCA, this Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning. Made it to the middle of the week.
That's okay. You've only lost a day. I'm like into February now, so there's hope for you.
We are broadcasting live at the Paddock Mall just outside the WOCA commissary.
Yeah.
Formerly known and less affectionately known as the food court.
That's right.
Good morning, Robin. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, Larry. How are you?
You and your mom went to see a movie last night. I want to ask you about that a little bit. What's
really
called
nice.
Into the Woods?
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods. We're going to talk about that a little bit. 7:35. Well, I thought what I would do is talk about the State of the Union address.
Okay.
And I thought I would allow our listeners to tell me and you and the rest of our listening audience what they also thought about the State of the Union address.
Okay.
I have sound bites from the president. I have sound bites from, what's the lady's her first name? Senator Ernst from the state of Iowa, who made the Republican reply or whatever to the State of the Union address. So I have some of those as well. So it's pretty much State of the Union address from 7:35 till about 8.
Okay.
And I really want to hear from you all out there. You were at the movie, so you probably didn't get to see it. Did you get to see any highlights of it at all?
Oh, yeah. When I came home and everything, it was half done. So I watched the last half, and then CNN rebroadcast it an hour later. So then I got to watch the first half. So
okay.
I did watch the whole thing.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I stayed up to watch it because I wanted to.
All right. Newsbytes this morning. That's where we read the news. And the State of the Union address is one of the news items, as a matter of fact. But it's really small in Newsbytes. It's huge everywhere else, but in Newsbytes we make it like a minute long. The whole thing in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Listen to this. George Kuntz is coming on at 9:05. If you remember him as a football player in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That would be Super Bowl 31.
Yep.
He played for whom?
The Green Bay Packers. Yay! Woo!
Well,
Good job,
he
George.
has taken his career and changed it into he's a doctor now. Dr. George E. Kuntz Jr. coming on the show this morning. We'll talk a little bit about football, but his book is the interesting thing. It's called Is There Life After Football? He's coming on with one of his co-authors.
Yep.
I think, right?
Yes, he is.
The co-author is Dr. Richard S. Jones.
Yep. There he is.
There you go. There's three authors on there.
Yeah, but George's name is the biggest. You see?
George Kuntz is the bigger name. Yeah. Well, he wrote the book.
That's right. It's last,
he
but
wrote
he's
the book
biggest.
with help, is what they're trying to say here. Anyway, Is There Life After Football? Surviving the NFL should be a fun topic, and we'll do that at 9:05. Laura Burns, one of the things the president talked about last night was work and creating jobs, and you may disagree or agree with how the president's ideas on how to do that. Laura Burns brings us job opportunities, simple as that. So Laura Burns comes in from Career Source, and she usually brings us guests who represent a business in our community, sometimes an agency, but in either case, they are looking for workers, and I'm always impressed by the health care that they offer, by the vacation times that they offer, and the wages. Sometimes the wages are, mediocre. But if you add in all the other benefits, then you realize that those jobs actually are worth more than the dollar amount at the end of the day. Although that's good too. Melissa Hine at 10:05. She's a master distiller.
Yes.
She's going to say... Actually, she's the first female distiller west of the Mississippi. There was another one on this side.
Yep, that's right. But she's the youngest in the whole United States, so.
She's saying, hold the wine. Today's women want whiskey.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. You don't like whiskey, do you?
No.
You're not a whiskey lady.
Not me, no.
Legally Yours at 10:35. That's the program which is hosted by John Fuller. John is an attorney here in Ocala at the law firm of Fuller and Fuller, named after himself and his beautiful wife Janet. And he comes in to answer legal questions. So get yours ready and call in at 10:35. 11:05. Dr. Mel Borens is coming on.
Yep.
He was active for more than 2 decades in training physicians in complementary and alternative medicine. He's written a book called A Doctor's Guide to Alternative Medicine. What works, what doesn't, and why. Do we have that book?
No, yes, we do.
Oh, cool.
Yes, we do. It's right there.
All right.
I like it.
All right. I love that kind of topic, by the way.
Yeah. Very
Fun with Joe
interesting.
today. Fun topic. I was thinking about the Super Bowl coming up, and I was thinking about the different stadiums, and that's what the topic is.
Oh.
I will tell you the stadium. You tell me the city it's in.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
It's all about stadiums and arenas. I've never really understood the difference between a stadium and an arena. Don't call to explain it to me. It's a moot point, really.
Yes.
However,
Yeah.
stadiums and arenas. I might call an arena a stadium, and it's actually an arena, and vice versa. So just. And name the city. That's all you got to do is name the city.
Okay.
It's in. And there you go. And with Galen, Galen is, of course, a guy who knows a lot about sports. I have Subway sandwiches that you can buy in other places, but not in America. Subway sandwich is not sold in America. And why did I say because he's a sports guy?
Because he's a sports guy. You said it's for Galen because he's a sports guy.
I know. I messed up. I meant to say the Subway sandwich part first. But before we talk about the Subway sandwich part, I want to ask him about this report that 11 of the footballs that the Patriots used in the last game were deflated. This is big.
I heard that
this is a big story. Everybody's talking about it. I don't know what to think about it. I have no clue. But as a non-sports person, I guess the only question I have is, doesn't everybody play with the same ball at the same time?
I would think so.
I don't know. So I want to ask Galen this. So when Galen is on, we'll ask him about, inflated balls, deflated, less.
Those two,
or improperly, whatever.
We like inflated.
Whatever's the problem there.
Oh, that's right. We'll fix it.
with this one. So.
We get that blue pill.
And then a rocket went up last night from Cape Canaveral. If you were up just after 8, you might have seen it in the sky. I didn't remember to look, so I didn't see it.
Ab and Ronnie saw it. They went out there.
They
and
did.
watched
They saw it.
Yeah,
Man.
they saw it. It was clear.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize it was going up. I just so out of touch lately.
The city council is considering a request from 200 plus people who have asked that they can put signs and/or some of their merchandise out on the sidewalk when they have businesses in town. It's not a bad idea to allow businesses to be able to put up signs.
No,
I just think so. I mean, I certainly enjoy the entertainment from the sign holders who dance with the arrows and.
That's right.
And the shop here's and all that, but it's kind of weird,
Yeah, very.
I don't know how much
strange.
I don't know how much they have to pay those people, but it would make more sense to have a sign.
Exactly.
Not to take away the job from those, the arrow spinners and the statues of liberty and all them, but.
Yeah, right, and and bring more business back downtown like the Strawberry Festival.
I've been in some I think it's in the state of Maryland. They have really strict sign laws.
Oh.
And yet. They have signs. So there's a way to do signs in a classy way. And maybe that's what they need to come up with. I understand what the city council was trying to do with this ordinance, but it is hurting the businesses. And
it is.
And I'm glad that the city said, okay, we'll look at this and see what we can do. So at least they're willing to look at it.
Yeah.
What else did I want to tell you real quickly? This one story. I just got a kick out of this story. How many times have we looked at the price of living in a retirement home? Not in assisted living, really, because if you need assisted living, then this doesn't apply. And certainly if you need a nursing home, this doesn't apply. But a retirement home, typically, it's an apartment that's very, very expensive.
Yes.
And how many times have we said, gosh, with that amount of money, you could be on a cruise ship 365 days a year.
That's right. It's like $5,000 a month they charge.
All right, and so that would be way less.
Here in Ocala.
That would be way less than what this lady's paying. But anyway, so her son suggested to her. Her husband died, and she and her husband used to go on cruises all the time. And the day before he died, he said to her, she's 86 years old. Her name is Lee Wachstetter, and her husband said to her the day before he died, "Don't stop going on cruises." Well, she's been on a cruise ship for 7 years now. She lives on a cruise ship. It's called the Crystal Serenity.
Wow.
The cruise ship itself is only 11 years old, so she moved in, and she's known as Mama Lee by the crew, and she basically lives on this ship. She's been all over the world on this ship, and it cost her $164,000 a year. And what she gets for her money is a single occupancy 7th deck stateroom regular and specialty restaurant meals. With available lunch and dinner beverages. Gratuities are paid for with that money. Nightly ballroom dancing and dance hosts that are well known, plus Broadway caliber entertainment, all on the boat.
Well, geez, how can
Plus,
you
she
go
gets
wrong?
to go to the cocktail parties and the movies and the lectures, and it's all part of what she pays $164,000 a year for.
Yeah, wow.
She's 86. Don't know how much longer she can do that, but good for her. That's what I say. Good for her.
Exactly. Travel the world. Just have a great time.
I want to talk about the president's speech, but I also want to hear about your movie, and we're right at the bottom of this hour here. So when we come back, if you could tell us about this movie you saw real quickly.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the State of the Union address. I have lots of sound bites, by the way, from the State of the Union. So we'll take that break right now. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Steve Rappaport.